What's good, old son? Big dog back blasting bangers for you, boy. When I was just a wee little lad, I remember being around 8 or 9 years old. Me and my family were in the mall. And my little brother, he was probably 3 or 4. In his hand, he held an iPad. And they gave it to him so he would focus on it and just stop complaining about anything else. Now, this is an affliction that plagues our entire society. Some parents have taken it upon them to not go this route. But the overwhelming majority, this is exactly what they do. They shove the kids off to their room and they say, go play with your toys, go play with your video games, and leave mommy and daddy alone. We want our alone time. We've been working all day at our shitty job and we want you out of our hair. Gone are the times of the family board games and the families gathered around the kitchen table all cutting up. Upon us are the times of families all in their separate rooms eating alone. Only people together are most likely the mom and the dad if their relationship is still held together. And this goes on and on and on. But what I've witnessed, it happened since the early 2010s and onward. Once YouTube and all these little kiddie things came out, there they go. Just recently in times, we went through a nuclear war, as I'd put it. In 2020, everything was shut down and everyone was sent to their homes. No more public interactions, no more out with the friends at a bar, no more out with the friends at a club. Here where I live, there was many businesses that tried to fight it and still stayed open. Because, see, this affliction doesn't afflict a lot of the older generation. They're out drinking, playing pool with their friends in bars, which you might say is not a good hobby to partake in. But in my opinion, you kind of get more out of that than just sitting there like a fucking robot playing a game all day. This went on and on and on throughout the pandemic. You saw several YouTubers use this to their advantage and rise to audiences that you could never even imagine. For the overwhelming majority of people, they used it as an excuse to just play their games, watch their TV, and partake in these bad habits all day. I was one of those people, and I didn't really have to focus on much besides what game I was going to play that day and what time the boys were getting on Discord. What we're left with now is a nuclear fallout, per se. This is going to get a little Fight Clubby Tyler Durden-like. Really more now than ever, we're just left with this generation of men who they're not raised by any masculine figures because they're not spending any time with them. Some kids you got going fishing with their father, but that's a rare phenomenon. The majority of them are in their room and playing their games. Games and esports and stuff wouldn't be as successful if it wasn't the case. And you might still be in the camp where you think, oh, playing my video games is good for me. It's hand-eye coordination and all this stuff. You really just need a wake-up call, man. There's so much more that you could get out of life than just playing video games. And let's say you're still going to play your video game. You could at least reduce that down a little bit and do some productive habits. In a nuclear fallout, you have these little groups that have survived. You have the overwhelming majority of groups. This would be the people that are just stuck playing these video games. You have the people that'll capitalize on these people, cannibals per se, and they'll eat away at people. They know all these people are addicted, so they're just going to keep pumping out this sort of content, games, videos with all this stuff. Then you have the other side. You have these little rebellions of people that have sparked up through these communities. Let's say certain YouTubers, so you got Hamza, you got all those self-improvement type YouTubers, and their little audiences are like this little rebellions in this nuclear fallout. And what they're doing is they're saying, no, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to work out. I'm going to try to be masculine. I want a wife. I want kids. I want this. I want that. I don't want to just sit down and be a slave to a 9-to-5 job. I want more. That's what I'm going to leave you with today. This is just something to think about, and I think I'm going to take this channel in this self-improvement direction. I've been making a couple Spurg-like videos. Have a good one, big dog.